It's time for us to join Zaret for the AM News Highlight. Hello, Zaret.
Compliments of the season, Patience and Suleiman. Thanks for joining us on the AM News. Now, the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, has commended the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, NUPRC, for piloting the petroleum sector to hit a production level of 1.84 million barrels in recent days. Edu made the commendation when the NUPRC Chief Executive, Orishe Meyiwa Eyisa, visited him in his office. In a statement by Head Media and Corporate Communication, Eniola Akinkoto, Edu described it as a fantastic news. The finance minister described the war in the Middle East as unfortunate, but said President Bola Tinubu had mandated an increased production even before the crisis began, urging the NUPRC to push the industry harder to hit 2 million barrels per day. NUPRC Chief Executive attributed the prior dip in production in February to some unfortunate incidents on some strategic facilities as well as turnaround maintenance, emphasizing that all has been fixed and production is ramping up. Eisan also informed the minister that the commission had fully complied with the Executive Order 9 of 2026, which directs the immediate suspension of the 30% Frontier Exploration Fund deduction from profit oil and gas, alongside other management fees and direct remittance of same to the Federation account. Expected to reshape the political landscape and stimulate economic growth in the southeast region, the Minister of Works, David Umahi, has opened the completed 15 kilometers Enugu-Onitsha Federal Highway for use to facilitate economic activities and interstate travel. Blessing Anyao reports.
The opening of a section of Enugu-Onitsha Highway is a big deal for Nigerians because for years it has been plagued by traffic congestions, accidents and deteriorating pavement condition, causing hardship for road users. But now, behold a critical transport link between the southeast and south-south regions.
The president did not only give an acceleration to the construction of this road, but he directed that at least 50% of it should look like Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway.
Minister of Works, David Umahi, who was excited at the turnout, said the project is part of the federal government's effort to improve infrastructure with a focus on concrete pavements to ensure durability and reduce maintainable costs.
All the projects will be fully ready for commissioning by the 15th of December this year.
We are opening the road to traffic to ease commute during this Easter period.
On behalf of the Southeast, we are saying thank you.
The minister further directed that review of all failed sections of the highway commence immediately with full solar lights and tree planting like other coastal roads. In Enugu, Blessing Anyang, NTA News.
The Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Muhammad Ali Pati, says leadership is not defined by titles, but by the willingness to take responsibility and solve problems. The minister made this known when members of National Health Fellows Cohort 1 paid him a courtesy visit to mark the successful completion of their fellowship program. He commended the fellows for demonstrating leadership across various local government areas, noting that true leadership cannot be exercised by anyone, but through quiet actions that drive change. The minister emphasized that Nigeria's progress depends on citizens taking initiative to address challenges, urging the fellows to continue contributing to national development rather than visiting for external solutions.
And multiplied in several folds and made it a great success. So it's really a testament to your own personal commitment, your own competence, your own character.
Initially, we were thinking that the problems of our communities are the government's problems to solve. But one thing this fellowship has taught us is that the problems of the community are our own problems. So we've learned to take responsibility.
Now, how people see themselves, how they are viewed by others, labeled, and the consequences are the subject of a discussion at a conference where experts conceptualize definitions and applications of terminologies to address stereotyping and ethnic profiling and its impact on security. National Coordinator Counterterrorism Center explained that sustainable security must be anchored on prevention, trust building and responsible communication.
Narratives travel faster than facts. The way we define, describe, and communicate security issues can either strengthen cohesion or unintentionally deepen mistrust, misunderstanding, and division among communities.
In security operations, in media reporting, and in public discourse, definitions are not neutral. They influence how communities are seen and how they are treated.
We live in a world where words are rarely just words. In security and social discourse, terms once misused or decontextualized become powerful tools that build walls inside fear and solidify dangerous stereotypes.
Over time, identities, sometimes biases, and sometimes the terminology that are used in conversations, in public discourses and security, isolate, sometimes stigmatize, hate messaging, and even stereotyping.
Panelists examine the consequences of broad or inaccurate categorization on security responses, policy decisions, and intercommunal relations. In the same vein, at a media parley, the organizers stressed the need for the journalists to get involved in the fight against stereotyping and ethnic profiling in Nigeria. And it was a moment of grief and honor as the Nigeria Police Force, as part of activities marking the National Police Day, honored its heroes, men and women who never returned home. Francis Form reports that checks were presented to the next of kin of the deceased personnel.
Emotions run high as names of next of kin were called one after another. Grieving families step forward, some in tears, others in quiet strength, to receive support in honor of their loved ones' sacrifice. Checks totaling about 184 million naira were presented not as compensation for loss, but as a symbol of remembrance, gratitude, and a promise that their loved ones' sacrifice will never be forgotten.
These were not ordinary men. They were officers of the Nigerian Police Force who stood in the face of danger, who confronted violence, who placed themselves between chaos and safety of innocent Nigerians. They did not retreat. They did not abandon their duty.
For the families, the pain remains fresh. Many spoke through tears of loved ones who served with pride, but paid the ultimate price.
Your compassion, care, and support have brought forth comfort to our hearts.
For the serving officers, it was a sobering reminder. Behind every badge lies a risk, and behind every loss, a family left to mourn. Francis from NTA News.
And that's it on the AM News. Weekend Deal continues after this break. Please stay tuned.